See that flag right there? To me, it represents opportunity. It has given me the opportunity to be an entrepreneur and be self-employed and say, hey, I don't necessarily want to work in the public workspace. I want to work for myself. I want to be my own boss. I want to create my own income. I want to make for myself and provide for my family and let it solely be on my shoulders. That's part of what being self-employed is about, and having that entrepreneurial mindset that you constantly sitting around thinking of things that how can I do this better? How can I make this better? How can I provide better for my family? How can I change this right here and make it work better? There's so many things. If you could get inside my mind and mingle around, man, you'd be like, man, what the heck? There's a whole lot going on inside that guy's head. Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. I want to welcome you out here to my shop. Yesterday, I was able to get out here and mow it and done a little filming and put together a striping video of this really cool single double striping pattern. But man, it turned out really good. It's eye-catching and eye-popping. It just makes this Kentucky bluegrass and ryegrass just pop. Man, I absolutely, this is probably, as of to date, my favorite striping pattern on the shop yard. So hey, today I want to show you a little bit different way of spraying. Okay, you know, I've always taught you exact and precise calibration. I own a lawn care company. I've been fortunate and blessed to be able to go through many pieces of spraying equipment. We have trucks that we spray turf with. I have ride-on machines that we spray turf with. A big Toro Multi-Pro boom sprayer that we spray athletic fields with. It's all computerized and you hit buttons and tell it what to do and how many gallons an acre and blah, 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 blah. And then all the way down to backpack sprayers. I've been fortunate to have a very large experience profile with sprayers. And as part of that, you have to learn calibration. You just don't throw something in the tank and go out there and start spraying. On a product label, it'll say, hey, you need to put down XYZ ounces per 1,000 square feet. That's the standard in the turf industry. We talk about a block of 1,000 square feet. And on your product label, it'll recommend an amount of that product. It might be 3 ounces, 6 ounces, 10 ounces, it might be 50 ounces. I don't know. It depends on what the product is. But that is to be applied over the area of 1,000 square feet. That's industry standard. That's how we do it. That's how we roll. And that's how I teach. I teach you what I know. So I know a lot of people get to talking about a gallon per minute or ounces per minute, like dealing with a time. I simply don't calibrate that way because on the label of a jug, it don't tell you, hey, put down 6 ounces per minute. It don't say that. So we're probably getting to the same end result, maybe, but I like to teach a per 1,000 calibration simply because that's the standard of the industry. And what that allows me to do is that allows me to tell my equipment what I want it to do. I'm in charge of the equipment. The equipment is not in charge of me. So now I got 2 sprayers that I offer, the Strom and the Flow Zone. We brought the Flow Zone this year for one reason and one reason alone. I'm gonna do a video, a side-by-side comparison on the 2 here really soon and stick that up here, and then you can see the difference for yourself. But in a nutshell, they're basically the exact same sprayer. There's not a lot of difference. The downfall to the Flowzone in the past is it had a knob that you could turn freely like that. You say you get it calibrated and your knob's here. Well, let's say your kid's out playing in the garage or something and say, hey, look at the little knob, and turns it, and you don't check your calibration before the next time you spray, you probably over applied your product. So that free spinning knob was the issue that I had with the Flowzone sprayers. That's why I never even considered it as an option. But now they've taken that free spinning knob and they've made it into a click, 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 click type deal, meaning you turn the pressure and it's locked in. It's got 5 different pressure settings on it, so it'll go from 1 up to 5, and each time it's a click. 1 click, 2 click, 3 click, and so on. And so for me, what that does is if I'm using nozzle A and I know I got it calibrated to cover 8,000 square feet on click number 2 or setting number 2, I don't care who goes and changes that dial. Before I spray, I can easily click it to number 2 and roll on. I don't think I've showed this before on my channel, but it's a very easy way to calibrate any backpack sprayer. I've got the Flowzone Cyclone out here. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna use the stripes to spray my grass. And we're gonna calibrate this sprayer right here, real time. It'll be the first time I've done it out here on the shop yard. I'm gonna show you exactly step by step how I do it. You can take this information and you can apply it to your yard. If you're somebody that stripes up your grass, you can use the stripes in your yard to spray your turf and be incredibly accurate and efficient. All right, so what I'm gonna do right here, these are 30-inch wide stripes, so 30, 60, 90, 120. When you take 120 inches and divide it by 12 inches in a foot, you get 10 feet. So I'm gonna be spraying 10 foot wide using 4 of my stripes. So basically what I'm doing is, you can see I've got 2 stripes on this side of me, 2 stripes on this side of me. I'm standing right in the middle of a stripe, and that's kind of where I'll hold my wand. I'm gonna pull the trigger and hold it off the ground just enough so that I see my outside droplets hitting there, and then my outside droplets hitting there. So now I know I'm spraying a 10 foot wide, so I'm gonna lock in the height of this nozzle off the ground and remember that. Now with the Cyclone, I've chosen pressure setting number 4. With this one, you can use 3 or 4 is fine. So basically I've got 4 gallons of water in my sprayer, and I'm gonna start walking and spraying my 4 stripes at a time. I get all the way to the end, I'll turn around and come back down 4 more stripes and repeat that until I get over the entire yard. Now, I'm just taking a normal walking pace, nothing special. I'm not trying to run a race or nothing like that. I'm trying to enjoy this spray. And when I jump over, I want to make sure I count 4 more stripes and slide over accordingly. All right, so at my normal, easy, laid back walking pace, I started with 4 gallons of water, and I've applied 2 gallons of water to this 6,800 square foot. We'll call it 7,000. It's about 6,800, but we'll call it 7. So I know that I need to put 2 gallons of a combination of water and the product I'm applying in my tank, and I can cover this area just fine. Now today what I'm going to apply is I'm going to put down some Humic 12, a humic acid. That's going to kind of be my carbon source. Humic's kind of known for helping to hold water retention and that kind of thing, and making your nutrients more available, more efficient, and so on. I'm going to apply this and immediately water it in. Now if you're uncomfortable with using that low volume spraying, okay, that's called low volume spraying, meaning there's not a lot of liquid in the tank and you're covering a pretty good sized area. If you're not comfortable with that, the fix is incredibly simple. You walk slower That's all it is to it. You walk a little slower, that way you're putting more liquid down per area or per square foot, and that'll kind of eliminate some of that fear you might have of low volume spraying. Like I said, I've been spraying for years, so I can dial that water way on down. As long as my coverage does not suffer, I'm completely good with it. So I could essentially take this same sprayer and put 4 gallons of liquid over this. There's 2 ways I could do that. One, I could walk half the speed that I just walked, or I could go over it 2 times. It's the same difference. The amount of product does not decrease or increase when you apply with different rates of water. I want to make that clear. I think that's confusing to a lot of people. That has nothing to do with how much water you use in the tank to cover a specific area. The amount of product that goes on the area is specific. It's very specific based off the label. The water you use to carry that product to an area, water is the carrier here, because you use the water to carry that product, that concentrated product, to an area. That part of it can vary. That can be a high volume of water, that can be a low volume of water, that can be a medium volume of water. That part of it is really irrelevant until you get into very specific things, spraying like high-powered herbicides and things like that. Yeah, some of that stuff's a little squirrely and you want to be a little more specific, but with something like humic, things that are really safe for spraying, you know, there's really no fear in using that low volume, especially when I'm getting ready to water it in. The second I get done, I'm gonna hit the button on my phone and I'm gonna water this into the profile. Hey, let me go on and answer this question because I can see the emails rolling in. Pete, if I bought the Strom, do I need to upgrade and buy the Flowzone? My answer is absolutely no, you do not, because you're not upgrading. Like I said before, I consider them equal sprayers in quality, build, performance. One looks a little bit different than the other, and one has a few more pressure settings. That's literally the only difference. So my answer is no, you do not have to buy this one to feel like I got the latest and greatest, okay? Because you know I'm not all about that. Now let's say you don't have stripes in your yard. Let's say you just don't stripe your grass. That's completely fine. You can also use your mower tire tracks, okay? You know, anytime you mow a yard, whether it's push mower, big mower, whatever, you know, sometimes it leaves tire tracks in the yard and you can spray off the width of those tire tracks. So you don't necessarily have to have stripes in the yard to be able to do this. Now, since I emptied this jug out, I got me a little bit of water. I'm gonna put it down in here because I want to get all that goodness out, a lot of goodness in the bottom of that jug. Give it a little shake. Now, when I added that little bit of water in there to rinse that jug out, that put me around 2.5 gallons. So now do I go into a conniption fit and start panicking and say, oh no, the whole day is ruined? No, you don't. What I do is just slow my pace down just a pinch. Now, if you're just starting out spraying, I don't recommend you do that, okay? I recommend you be very precise and very detailed and very to the point with it, meaning 2 gallons. Don't try to overdo it. Once you've sprayed for years and years and years like myself, and you kind of get a intuition about spraying, and you know that, you know, this walking speed, I get to cover this much ground, and yeah, if I put a 1/2 gallon extra in there, I need to slow down just a little bit so that I equal out everything. You'll get there. The more you spray, the more you do it, you'll kind of have this crazy sense about you. I can't explain it, that I know that when I put X amount of material in the tank and I have X amount of area to cover, I have to walk this fast to be able to do it. And that only comes with practice, 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 repetition, 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 over and over and over, and you'll get there. some of you already are there, and you can fill up your tank and go out and spray and be confident that you're putting the right amount of product on the right area. I promise you that this is one of those things, the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. And you don't have to be scared to do it. Heck, if you get scared, send me an email. That's why I'm here. This is what I do. I wanna help you spray efficiently and accurately, okay? That's what I do. There we go. So now I'm watering this in immediately, okay? So I'm excited about showing you these new and different ways of spraying. It like I said in a million of my videos, well, I ain't got a million videos, but a lot of my videos, I am very passionate about my work and my job. Very thankful that I get to do what I do. And it just so happens that I really, really enjoy the equipment spraying application part of things. I like the nuts and bolts behind the scenes. I'm not just the guy who grabs a spray and sprays and says, oh, that's done. I like to know how it works, why it works, how can I make it better, what can I do to improve it, how can I be more efficient, how can I be incredibly accurate. All of those things kind of play into that passion, and I just enjoy showing that with you. And you know, at the end of the day, that's really all it is. So hey, I'll link all this up in the description below, and with any time you get some equipment from me, when you make that purchase, look in the email that you get, like a confirmation email, and there'll be a training video in there, because I don't just send you the stuff and say, here, use it. I like to actually personally train you myself on how I use each individual aspect of the equipment. And in those training videos, that's going to be more of a dead-on, precise type of application. Videos like this is just kind of a general knowledge, another way to do it type of thing, a really simplified version of how to spray simply by using the stripes in your yard. So hey, as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.